From programs which will link the day, will not be complete without the celebratory drink that we do have here in South Africa. Of course, beer is our favorite tipple in this country. I think we drink more beer than most people in the world now. Soweto, a township that was known for political resistance against the apartheid regime, and of course home of the late former President Ndumiso Madlala, as well as Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Like any other township, Soweto has its share of poverty and inequality, but it's also the home of Soweto Ubuntu Kraal, a microbrewery that makes Soweto Gold beer. Today, well, we see some of the youth making a difference in the lives of others through entrepreneurial endeavors. We are joined by the co-founder, and I like this title, the Chief Beer Officer, Ndumiso Madlala. Very good morning to you, Ndumiso.
Very good morning to you, sir.
Thank you for joining us. I think it's a fantastic concept. There you have it, Soweto Gold Superior Lager. Is that that's the brand new world we're heading into?
Oh, this makes me so thirsty, by the way.
It does make me thirsty as well, I have to admit.
You were just talking about South Africa drinking beer. In this country, we drink 3.3 billion liters of beer a year. It's 60 liters per capita. We are number 28 in the world. And inspired by those large volumes of beer, and of course the micro brewery revolution that started in the Western Cape, I saw an opportunity in starting a microbrewery in a township where you know the most fan base of this 3.3 billion liters of beer consumed is coming from.
It's a fantastic concept. I really like it. But tell me about actually the process of putting it together in Soweto. People initially think you're a little bit crazy, and is the taste of beer drinkers changing to a more softer ale type of beer?
Oh, well, what we did when we started the project, we actually looked for a third-party brewer who was well-established. We found somebody at Nottingham Road in KwaZulu-Natal who was bringing small volumes and bring them up to Soweto for us. The first thing that we did, we went to Vilakazi Street. We invited the community to come and taste. They gave comments on the original recipe of Soweto Gold, which I then tweaked to fit the palate, you know, the palate in Soweto. And, you know, looking at the growth of volumes over time, we then decided it was time that we invested in our own small brewery, which we've since put in Ubuntu Kraal, which has been in operation from July last year.
And how has things been going? What are the people saying?
Oh, well, we actually invested in only 30,000 liters of capacity per month. I can tell you now that we've exhausted all of that. Unfortunately, how it works with breweries, you need to invest more capital to get more volume. But I have to say we've gotten fantastic support from the GGDA, the Gauteng Growth Development Agency, together with the GEP, the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller. And through those agencies, we hope to be able to double or triple our capacity come summer. At the moment, fortunately, we are in a slow season where there's not so much sales because of the cold weather. But emerging into the summer, we will be too small if we stick to the 30,000 liters, so we need to grow our business.
Is the taste of the beer drinker in South Africa, is it changing a little bit? Oh,
well, the taste of a beer drinker in South Africa has evolved quite a lot. In the past, you used to have strong brands like Lion Lager, which were actually quite bitter. We've seen the bitterness profile of South Africans going down. I mean, the least bitter beer in the country, which is Cullen Black Label, is the most successful beer in the country. So when I actually did my Soweto Gold recipe, I actually was very well vested with the trends of what the South African beer drinker is looking for. A South African beer drinker likes a less bitter beer and a slightly sweet beer. And with Soweto Gold, we've actually added some specialty malt to give it a very nice caramel taste. In fact, I always tell people that I want to create a unisex beer, trying to attract women into the art of drinking beer.
Our fathers will not be very happy.
Times are changing.
They are indeed, and we need to move with those changes now. It's you day to day. Tell me, you know, you're a young man, entrepreneurial spirit, make this kind of thing happen. What's your advice to young South Africans that have got these great ideas, but it's so difficult to bring them to fruition?
Oh, well, one thing that you need is passion. You need to be very dedicated to what you're doing. You do not get success overnight, unfortunately, and you have to keep on trying until you reach success. But one thing that I'm very much looking forward to as an entrepreneur, and it's something that can really help the youth of this country, is to partner up with the Ministry of SMMEs to actually tackle some challenges that we faced with in the FMCG industry. I mean, it's one thing to make beer, But you know, the other equally daunting task is to actually sell what you're making.
Yeah.
So we need the Minister of SMMEs to help us, for instance, to put our products next to the big guys in retail space.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now, to put your product in retail is not as easy because of really draconian trade terms.
Yeah, there's a lot of anti-competitive scenarios playing it out in the media right now. I can just imagine what it must be like within this industry as well. Now, you put a spin, I like that, you put a spin on the warning label also on your beer. Tell me about that before we wrap.
Oh, well, we are a responsible alcohol producer. We actually preach responsible alcohol consumption. And the spin that we've put into our beer is alcohol is dangerous for your wallet, which is true. I mean, we do not encourage people to actually spend all their money on drinking.
Yes.
But what excites us is the brand Soweto Gold is so powerful that we are actually being asked to actually make it available in all 4 corners of the world.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we're looking at partnering with a big brother, an international brewer who's going to take us into all 4 corners of the world. So it's very exciting times, not only for us, but for brand Soweto.
You're a Trojan for brand Soweto, the Chief Beer Officer of Soweto Beer. Thank you, Ndumiso Madlala, for joining us today. I'm going to try your beer. I'm a bit disappointed you didn't bring any samples here into studio today for us to at least have a, have a sober view as to whether this beer is any good. Thank you, Ndumiso, for joining us today. Now, we